Alright, so these are all the ingredients laid out for your homemade ricotta gnocchi, and it's one of the easiest recipes. They break it down simple, just like the potato gnocchi. It's 2 cups of ricotta, 2 eggs, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of grated cheese. Now, so it's very simple to remember. It's 2, 2, 2, and 1. So the same thing with potato gnocchi is very similar to this. And a pinch of salt, and the recipe calls for a little nutmeg. I don't put it, you don't need it, they're so flavorful that I leave them just like this. So we're going to get the eggs in there. And the ricotta. Now this is the very important part of this thing. I always talk about buying the best ingredients out there. You can use a paleo ricotta from, stop at any grocery store, or if you go to a Whole Foods or somewhere like one of those really good grocery stores and you buy that really nice ricotta, the better ricotta you use, the better they're going to come out. But that paleo ricotta still is very good, consistent, and good to use. Little pinch of salt. So just very simple steps. You do your eggs, your eggs, ricotta, salt, and grated cheese. Once it gets together, you do your flour and you're done. We're gonna mix it together and you're done. Now, once we do the flour, if they come out too wet, we'll add more flour, and we'll see how it is. This measurements usually come out perfect. So. And the good thing about this at home, you don't need, this size cutting board's good. The reason I do this in my class is because I don't want to do something that people are going to do at home makes a huge mess, because then it's a lot of cleaning and they're not going to want to do it. I actually do this in the parent-child. I had 7-year-olds making the gnocchi, which we'll have some pictures up of them doing it. My daughter was at that class helping me teach it. She's 11 years old. Alright, so now for this recipe, why it's good at home is all you need is a little tray, a little wax paper, a bowl, and your ingredients. So it's you don't need much on a cutting board. So now that we have the gnocchi ready, as you see the measurements we had, it came out perfect. Not too wet, not too dry, and it's here. Technically, you want to let it sit 5 or 10 minutes just so it rests a little bit. That's what we did, and then you can start cutting. I'm going to flour up. This is if you make them ahead of time in the morning. Put a generous flour down so when we put them over here, they won't stick. So once I cut them, I'm going to put more flour on top. Then you can leave them in the fridge for a couple hours. So what we do, take them, and now we're going to roll them just like this, like how they make pretzels basically. So you start at the middle, push down, and you pull, and you want to get them even. This is practice. This is very easy to do. Like I said, I literally had 6, 7, 8-year-olds making these. So, and this is fun to make with the family. So I get them. You want to get them to a certain thickness and kind of even, because when you cook, so they cook even. So there you go. This is the thickness I want. And all I do is cut. You cut one, just to get an idea of what size. And I do it so often that I can just go fast on them. Pinch a little bit. You can form any shape you want to form into basically. I like to keep them rustic. My grandmother used to get the fork and shape them and stuff, but I like them just like this. This is really easy. So I'm going to do another one. So you cut a piece just like that, will go all the way down. Once again. If it breaks, not a big deal. That's why these are good. So you can always fix everything on these. It's not like making some homemade pastas that you can't fix them. And if they get sticky, you just add more flour. So basically now we're going to put them over here. See how they're in the flour? You can roll them around a little bit. And then if you want, you could just put a little bit of flour when you're done with them all, right in your fridge. You can also make these a week ahead. Freeze them on the tray like this, on the tray. Take them out. Once they're frozen, put them in a plastic bag. They won't stick together anymore. So I would use a small tray at home because you're not going to be able to fit something like that in your freezer, but something like that. Once they freeze on the tray like this, take them out. They're frozen in a plastic bag. Keep them in your freezer for 6 months and just pull them out whenever you want to use them.